Chip, you're so happy to finally be back recording a nice slip for you guys. I got to do a recap on the last slip that I sent out maybe last Friday or Saturday, whenever it was. I believe it was last Friday. Ended up just pushing at 4, so that read was decent. For sure pushing under his 3.5 line, which is obviously what we needed to cash this one, but we'll gray it out anyway. It doesn't matter because the next play was red. Unfortunately, couldn't get this slip. The slip, 20, Kamara. Didn't get, only got 10 points here. I know we had him in the slip for 12.5. It bumped literally right before I ended up being bumped up to 13.5. I didn't realize until afterwards. So that when, and even this Robbie Avila play, I don't know what's going on, man. These slips are just like, I try to put it in. They don't take it right away. They bump it like as soon as possible. But regardless, ended up playing the bump. I believe I had him in the, or on the tour under 5.5. That was the favored play. Like in 5, not that big of a deal. I ended up taking the, and he still cashed that. So that one cashed in this college basketball game, but this Kamara bait ended up chalking us down a unit. So I believe now it's 29.75 units in the green since the start of the channel. So still really good. This 50 unit mark, that's going to be around 3 or 4 full and cashes if we can get there. And that's exactly what I want to do. So you guys know I love recording on these days that they dropped the promo. It is Tuesday. Obviously, we got the tackles rolling out. I am recording a bit early. I think this Harden one just dropped maybe 20 minutes ago. So we will be running this Harden play. It's been absolute dynamite for Cleveland ever since joining their team. I don't even know if they've lost with him yet on the team. So him in this slip, of course. And if it's still here that I just posted, beautiful. Jalen Tyson under 8.5 points. So I'll start taking them from the board first, see if they're still here. Then I'll explain why it's such a good play. And of course, we have to explain why using the tools from Parlayers, Optimizer, the Sharp Money tool. The Sharp Money tool just comparing the Prizepicks lines back to your exchanges like Noving and ProfitX, so we could see what the sharp bettors on those apps, those platforms, those exchanges are betting their money, so we could follow the sharp money. We want to be on the same direction as them over the long term. They do have the best projections and models when it comes to this type of space, this type of market, and I really want to be sat in their directions on an over or under. This is why we have this tool in place, and then I like to cross-reference with the optimizer just to see where these pricing these lines at, you know, the competition Prizepicks, including on the DraftKings Pick 6 better picks, just to see where these lines are at in the Prizepicks lines to see if we're getting any discrepancy value, you know, anything here. It's really important to kind of have that as well on top of the sports books and on top of the peer-to-peer exchanges. So we really do have all the best our picks, the best data support. So we know we're putting money down on these plays. I will refresh the tools just to get a clean slate, but I already do have in play to explain, and I'll explain why it's such a great play. I was going to say, hopefully it's still here on the board. It is on the tool. Jalen Tyson under 8.5. You see it's the only purple play on the Sharp Money tool in the gold tier on the site. Just the plays, the volume of green or purple plays are super condensed and shortened compared to the optimizer because, of course, we're on the Sharp Money tool. Of the sharpest plays here, the best of the best on this tool. So you see I scroll down here, there's actually a lot of green, all things, because if I scroll here, there's just a bunch of purples and greens, but off with the Sharp Money tool, just get the best plays out of the way. This is why I start with this first in the strategy, then I cross-reference with the optimizer. So we'll start with this Tyson play, under 8.5, 55.48% chance to hit. He's at over the dog at plus 116 odds on Novik. So we know the sharp bettors on that exchange believe that is under is the very favored direction. And guys, what I'm loving here, I go across the market, every single book, major book, and that's him at 7.5. So we're already getting a 1-point discrepancy with his line on Prizepicks, and the only app that has him at 8.5, which is ESPN Bet, or the only book that has him at this line, is pricing him at a minus 150 odds favored to his under 8.5. I put that in the Novik calculator on when I posted replay of the day, and that he is a 56% true odds favorite to hit. So without the vig, without the juice that the books are charging you to play this on their platform, basically saying that they believe there is a 56% true odds chance that Tyson finishes with 8 or less points. If I cross-reference with the optimizer and type in Tyson here to his line, I'll put all the reference books. So Underdog Fantasy doesn't have him. Deal, they either removed him or discounted him at this line because it's so favored as played, and we see here better picks already adjusted to the rest of the market and priced them at 7.5. So I do want to move quick. It looks like they're already moving some of his other lines. I do want to move quick. My is going to be Board Musa Diabate, also another point line that we're ripping an under on, his 9.5. His overs a plus 123, even a bigger over than the Tyson play. So that means the sharp bettors on Novak are really liking his under, right? The opposite direction, because his over is a heavy underdog. They most likely want to match the bet on his under. And I go across the market here to see that his under 9.5 is indeed the favored direction. Minus 131 consensus favorite odds to his under. And I see here two books, Pinnacle and MGM, have his line at 8.5. We even have a favorite off on MGM. So MGM thinks that he's favored to go for 8 or less points when his line's at 9.5. So that's almost like a 1.5 points discrepancy on compared back to Prizepicks. And if I see here, Musa, is he still here? Yes, he is. I'll compare his. So you see his 10.5, his nearest demon. So it's only 1 point away. Prizepicks is also saying that he's very favored to go for 10 or less points. And that's kind of what we have here under 9.5. So this is going to roll my slip here. I'll put it in for $5 because I am limited on each slip for 5. I'll submit it right away. Harden and Tyson play kind of correlate. I know that assists don't correlate well, but let's say Harden ends up going nuclear on points here, which would obviously contribute to his points, rebounds, assists. That would help us because this Tyson play is an under on points. So you guys know, if you ever watch the video, it's plugged at the end of these videos. The way I made so much money using Prizepicks is using these little strategies that I'm explaining right now. If Harden ends up going over on points, there's only one ball. One guy's going to be ball dominant, scoring the bucket, right? You can't get two for the same bucket. So if Harden's scoring more points, that means Tyson gets less offensive opportunities as a result of that. That's like a direct correlation. So Harden going over on points means that his other teammates can't get as many points for themselves because obviously Harden's scoring the points with only the one ball in play. So this actually is a sneaky good correlation. I will wrap up this video. Again, thank you guys for watching. As always, I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.